It's Saturday, August 13th, with me, Muhammad Yusuf, for TVS News at 5. Hope you're having a great day so far, and let us begin with our top story. Sarawak is targeting an economic growth of 6 to 8% by the year 2030, in line with its goal of achieving the status as a developed and high-income state. Premier Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg disclosed a statement by Bank Tenggara Malaysia that the outlook on the state's economic growth for the second half of the year is positive.
Dan saya ucap tahniah semalam kita mendengar laporan daripada Bank Negara mengenai dengan pertumbuhan ekonomi kita dalam angka 8% hingga 9%. Dan bagi negeri Sarawak, sebab kita menuju ke arah negeri maju 2030, jangka panjangnya kita juga perkenalkan GDP growth dalam lingkungan 6 hingga 8%.
Earlier, Malaysia's economy was reported to have recorded an unexpected growth of 8.9% in the second quarter of 2022. This achievement can be attributed to the many initiatives carried out by the government to fulfill the domestic demands and provide job opportunities, especially to those who had lost their jobs due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The percentage is stronger than 2022's first quarter of Malaysia's gross domestic product, GDP, which was recorded at 5%. In summary, Malaysia's economic growth for the first half of 2022 is indicated as healthy at 6.9%.
The state-level National Month and Fly the Jalur Gemilang 2022 celebration kicked off today on a grand scale with the Kembara Merdeka Keluarga Malaysia convoy send-off at the State Legislative Assembly Dun building. The convoy was flagged off by Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg.
With this year's theme of Keluarga Malaysia Teguh Bersama, the celebration started with a Zumba event and a walk along Kuching's waterfront. Appearing in Sejahtera Asia, Abang Johari said that in addition to celebrating the nation's diversity and independence, everyone also has a role to play in ensuring that political stability is maintained.
Ya, kita ada mempunyai dasar ke arah 2030. Maka dengan adanya kebebasan ini kita gunakan untuk kita membangunkan negeri dan rakyat supaya Sarawak sentiasa makmur dan kita terus dapat berkhidmat demi untuk masa depan negeri kita yang aman. Yang penting ialah kestabilan politik dan juga perjuangan kita yang harus kita teruskan.
With over 4,000 kilometers of journey from Teluk Melano to Lawas, the Kembara Merdeka Keluarga Malaysia convoy will pass 33 districts in Sarawak with 37 pit stops. The convoy will then return back to Betong on August 31st for the state-level National Month celebration.
The advent of social media and the internet gave rise to alternative career options for school leavers such as social media, content creators and gig workers. Its charm is simple, a flexible schedule and lucrative income. But how viable is this alternative career option when compared to professional jobs? Now, earlier this week, we had Dr. Su Winchi, Associate Professor of University Technology Mara's UITM College of Creative Arts, elaborating on the matter as she herself is experienced in dabbling with both spectrums of career choices.
I think that, like, for me, I guess that it is, well, gig economy is not bad, but the thing is, like, in overseas as well, education must continue, you know, and it's very deep nowadays. How long can a gig economy or content creator or even social media last, or even me myself as a social media content creator or into the gig economy and stuff, because we are musician and all those things. But the thing is, I saw that always there will be newcomer. Always there will be new trend, and you have no idea when you'll be taken over, or people will, new people are coming up frequently, and as well as your audience level. So I am also seeing, we are predicting that the next KOL will be KOE, will be key opinion educator, where you need certificate no matter what. So the thing is, like, you can earn a lot of money now, but the thing is it long term? Is still questionable. So I think that it's okay to do everything together, because there's so many different part-time mode of studying and all these things. Of course, the study industry have to, education industry have to evolve as well, because nowadays everyone is tough. I cannot blame that they suddenly go and do a gig economy or other social media creator, but it's okay to go and try and continue. But the thing is, that you don't need to require 24 hours. There are still time for you to study. And
on producing content, Sue said planning is essential because it can take up a significant amount of time. She spends about 8 hours per day while juggling other endeavors, including her multiple qualifications in various fields.
I really went into studying and all this, and I interviewed a lot of great, social media creator and all those things. So I come up with the point that a lot of times it's not just the numbers, and a lot of time it's your brand positioning. And if you are into just the money or into the numbers, it's going to be very tiring, because once you chase that, it's the same as fame. In art line, before social media invented, I guess that, we have fame, we have television, we have radio, but it's always come back to what's your mission, vision, and your values. I started off with, I want to motivate people, and I want to bring people to be more educated and stuff. So things have evolved, but if you just follow the trend, you'll be controlled by the trend. So I guess that it is a good career. It is okay to do experiment and stuff, but it's not, I would say that it's not everything. We come in the thing as well, the online thing must penetrate to offline sales as well. So like client will hire you to promote their things, but it must see the sales offline.
When it comes to picking either experience or education, Sue stated that both are equally important. With higher education, a skilled person will be able to maneuver better with the industry.
So I always think that it's best of both worlds. So, but always plan your own timeline. And there are a lot of ways of studying nowadays. You can do part-time. It doesn't mean that you always need to do full-time. In overseas, well, if you go overseas now and stuff, you see the content creator, you'll be shocked. All of them are like double master holder, a PhD holder, because we need certified people, because we also seen that, social media creator, it had, gone beyond just being dumb on the surface, all these things. It's very intellectual already, because it still comes to intellectual property. It still comes to a lot of people will grow. You can't grow dumber, right? You only can grow smarter. So I always say that, of course, but don't burden yourself with too expensive education. I don't encourage that. So I always think that it's manageable. There are a lot of ways for education nowadays. So work and experience is very important. Some of us are really, we say, it's very extreme. We went like work and study together.
Welcome back to TVS News at 5. Now, Datuk Seri Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar said the drafting of the political funding bill will be expedited so that it can be tabled in the Dewan Rakyat by October. The minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Parliament and Law said the bill will ensure transparency and accountability within the political administration of the country, and the draft bill preparation would also enable all stakeholders to be consulted as per the timeline prepared by the Governance, Integrity and Anti-Corruption Centre, GIACC.
Discussions have been held, according to Wan Junaidi, on the establishment of a regulating entity for political funding, types of funding allowed, and penalties for offences under the proposed bill. His statement came following a meeting with GIACC, Attorney General Chambers, the Registrar of Societies, the Companies Commission of Malaysia, and Legal Affairs under the Prime Minister's Department. Inputs from non-governmental organizations, NGOs, and the public should also be taken into account when preparing the bill, as per the advice of Wan Junaidi's office and the AGC. The bill, added Wan Junaidi, was Putrajaya's own initiative to boost transparency, governance, and accountability. It is not part of the government's Memorandum of Understanding with Pakatan Harapan. Political funding refers to the raising of funds for political parties to be utilized during the election campaigns, daily operations, and other activities.
Wrapping up the news at 5, dead fish were found floating in the River Oder along the German-Polish border on Friday. As officials from both countries said, an unknown toxic substance was likely responsible for the mass die-off. Authorities said over 11 tons of dead fish have been hauled out of the river as water officials warned people from entering the river, and the Polish government pledged to investigate possible contamination.
Boimy się tutaj, że jesteśmy przerażeni wręcz. No, katastrofa generalnie, tak? I codziennie sprawdzamy po kilka razy dziennie, co się dzieje i raportujemy.
An analysis of river water taken this week showed evidence of synthetic chemical substances with toxic effects.
Jak długo żyję, takiej katastrofy ekologicznej nie widziałem. Jak wielu, z którymi rozmawiam, jest to na pewno katastrofa chyba największa w historii naszego okręgu. Odra chyba nie doświadczyła też aż tak pokaźnych rozmiarów. To, co się dzieje, to jest naprawdę...
German media reported the state laboratory found high levels of mercury in the water samples, but Poland said their inspectors had only found trace amounts.
Wojewódzki inspektor z Zielonej Góry potwierdził, że poziom rtęci jest dużo niższy niż ten w ogóle dopuszczalny. On jest bardzo śladowy.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. Just a click away by heading on to our website at www.tvstv.my or follow us on our social media accounts. And that's all the time we have for TVS News at 5. My name is Muhammad Yusuf. Thank you for watching.